Náà, mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa, the Koikimedia platform. I say good evening and good afternoon and welcome once again as we kickstart our presentation and as we continue to deliver our people from the bondage that they are currently locked in what is known as Nigeria today. This afternoon, we're going to be reviewing a lot of 13,000 Nigerians that have died and over 9,000 that have been adopted since Tinubu came to power. All this will be part of my discussion throughout the program. Please share and also invite others to join us as well. If you're new to the platform, my name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and a lot of people call me Koikimedia. I'm one of the media that campaign. We are not secessionists, neither are we terrorists. We are the Yorubas that wants to exit Nigeria in a peaceful way, and that will remain so. Under the leadership of our father, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, that also has a lot of his cabinet and other groups that have decided to support towards this difficult time that the Yoruba people are going through. So what we do on this platform on a daily basis is creating awareness. You don't have to agree with it, and you can also disagree. But one thing I can assure you all is that the end of Nigeria is coming gradually. And it will also happen, just like many other countries around the world have dissolved and the heaven has not come down. If you're a Yoruba man, if you're a Yoruba woman, and you don't want Nigeria to break, I'm sorry, it is too late. The total disintegration of Nigeria is just moving slow by slow. When exactly will Nigeria finally collapse is what a lot of us don't know. But with all the indices that is out there in the public domain, which is part of what I'm going to be discussing this afternoon, which is the 7th day of the month of September 2024 at exactly 11 minutes past 1400 hours. There is no amount of your prayer that can rescue Nigeria, and there's no amount of your wishes that can save this contraction. The contraction will collapse because the center was never meant to hold. The British that brought this fraudulent country together would not be able to save it. The European country will not be able to rescue Nigeria. America, with all their might, would not be able to rescue the end of Nigeria. What is going to rescue Nigeria is if every indigenous people go back and build their own independent country, because we are not going to love each other, and neither are we going to have understanding of why certain people wants to live in a certain way as against others. The current administration will not do much compared to what the previous have done. The current administration have just taken over from the death trap that has been set for him, but because of his stupidity and his own selfish interest, he decided to venture into becoming the president of Nigeria. So 1 year plus that Tinubu has been in office, 13,000 innocent lives have been wasted by the deadliest terrorist groups in the world today that have now taken Nigeria as their battleground. So if you are not understanding what is happening in Nigeria, it is far beyond terrorism. It involves making sure that our farmers cannot get to the farm, making sure that the Yoruba economy will be taken away from us, and we are not likely to live on our land peacefully in the near future. So what is going to happen is that this platform and many other platforms have decided to take it as their own responsibility to differ away from the normal conversation you listen to on your MSM and other social media controlled by the fraudulent federal government of Nigeria. Lai Mohammed tried to control the narrative to the West, but 8 years down the line, as they were trying to defend what was not able to be defended, it was still exposed that Nigeria is a contraction and is a death trap. How many gullible Yorubas and the rest of the Nigerians do not see these is what we do not understand. Some might be comfortable, while some are not comfortable, but yet their expectation to them is that Nigeria will grow and bounce back. Some even take it personal that we are victim of people that hate this administration. I don't understand whether when your life is at stake, as many of you, your life is hanging in what is done in Nigeria today. And your life will not get better. It will get worse on a daily basis. It does not matter how many night vigil you do, and it does not matter how many help you call from the diaspora. Some of those help might save you for the day, but for the future, those help will not be able to save you. So in the interest of every Nigerian, what we should be asking for now, so that we can't afford to allow the intention of those that really have those intentions to dip their own ideology and agenda into the back sea of Lagos, or to take part of what belongs to us in Osho State, or to decide that Ekiti State will be their own base, or use Ogun State and likewise Oyo State, or decided that Kwara will remain under the North, which even the British, with all their documents, will never come out and tell us that Kwara is part of the northern part of Nigeria. The British are part of the criminal activities of Nigeria, and we must continue to highlight that, because the whole changing of location and the geographical space was done by the British during the time that they were using their criminal colonial rule against Africa. But since we expect many of our Yoruba that understand how this works have now kept quiet, because they are also part of the consumption and the criminal activities in Nigeria. So these are part of what we discuss here. Is just to debrief you, because like I always say, I am not one of those you're blogging. I am a journalist, and this is Koikimedia that brings the world closer to your doorstep. So settle in, and also make sure you share the program and comment and invite others as well. I say good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Under pressure, black people are under pressure. Under pressure, Nigerians under pressure. Under pressure, Africans under pressure. No food, be we belly. No money, in our pocket. No bed, delay we hate. The people, they must suffer. In a ghetto, in a city, everywhere. There me go, me see them. Some are cry, some are die, some are weeping, some are wailing. Everywhere, there me go. Under pressure, we will under pressure. Under pressure, everybody under pressure. Under pressure, black and white under pressure. Under pressure, Europeans under pressure. Can't get no food if you go feel with belly. Philippine YouTube, no have no mother. Philippine YouTube, no have no father. Philippine YouTube, no have no brother. Philippine YouTube, no have no sister. I'm a king, no me just start chatting to you. Chat this I want me, man, go chat it all day. Hey, under pressure we will, under pressure. Under pressure Europeans, under pressure. Under pressure Africans, under pressure. Under pressure Nigerians, under pressure.
That is just a tip of the iceberg. Many of you will die before we arrive at that destination should you still want to love your fraudulent, corrupt Nigeria. That if you think that you will survive this pressure inside Nigeria without allowing us to break this shit hole, you will die along the line. Let's listen to this. I'm coming back.
I'm going to quote what he has written. Quote, I was particularly struck by a conversation I had with a Greek professor attached to an international agency in Geneva. He told me his opinion of why West Europeans were supporting the rebellion against Nigeria. It was, he said, common among Westerners to sympathize with the underdog in any dispute, which in this case happens to be the Eastern Igbo. But what was even more important to the West was that Nigeria was a potential rival power in Africa, a force which had to be checked before it becomes a threat to Western European interests on the continent. The Biafran challenge, accordingly, provided a suitable opportunity to trim Nigeria's growing wings. He said that according to certain estimates, Nigeria was sitting on a keg of oil, which, given a suitable condition, would make it so rich in just 10 years, that is by 1978, that Nigeria would not require any aid from Europe. Indeed, Nigeria would be in a position to assist other African countries, especially the poorer ones, and thus undermine an important basis on which European influence was exercised over them. I underline that. He did not therefore think that Europe would stand idly by and watch Nigeria become to Africa what the United Nations had become to Western Europe. The rebel enclave, on the other hand, could be encouraged to become a rich but small and manageable African country, which would still be dependent on the West, just as some small oil-rich Arab countries have been. Finally, he assured me that whatever happened in the future, the West would never allow Nigeria to develop to a position where its wealth and power would threaten West European interests in Africa.
Share the program and remind yourself that October is a big day in the United Kingdom for the Yoruba rally, for those of you that are planning to come.
lọ́jọ́ kọkànlá oṣù kẹwàá ṣe fẹ́ gbọ́. ọjọ́ tó ń sọjọ́ ìbí ọmọ aládìkú olóyè Sunday Májàsọ́lá Àdìsá ọmọ Adéyẹmọ aka Ìgbòho Òòṣà nípa bí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́lọ́dún àpapọ̀ Yorùbá lágbàáyé lábẹ́ ààrẹ wa ọmọọba Adébáyọ̀ Fáládé ti gbàkejì ààrẹ Mákẹ́hìndé Ìgè-Àdùnbí Kẹ́ńtò tí ń ṣe ìrọ́kẹ̀kẹ̀ ìgbáradì níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìfẹ́ àti ẹ̀mí ìforihàn fàgbékalẹ̀ àyẹ́sí ọjọ́ ìbí Ìgbòho fún tọdún yìí pẹ̀lú àkọlé Dinner with Ìgbòho. Bákan náà la ó mọ gba ọba ọba ògbóni àgbáyé lálejò Tajudeen Ọlárẹ̀wájú Àjàlá àti bàbá Adésọjí Tàlàbí àwòrò ṣàṣà eégún mọ̀gájí nílùú London láti wá ṣe àyẹ́sí fún olóyè Ìgbòho lọ́jọ́ náà yóò wáyé nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá ní London Kensington 179 to 199 Holland Park Avenue London W114UL United Kingdom bẹ̀rẹ̀ látago 7 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ẹlẹ́lẹ́dago 12 òru bákan náà láti ń kí wa kú ìmúrasílẹ̀ ìwọ́de làmìlaka tẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ ènìyàn tí ó wáyé nílùú ọba 1 million rally in London lọ́jọ́ 12 oṣù kẹwàá tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ kejìdínlá pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho léyìí tó Ọláyọmí Kóìkì àti bàbá wa Gbẹ̀du ọmọ ṣàkóso ẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀kan ọ̀jọ̀kan àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìrọ̀rùn bàbá ṣe máa fi ọkọ̀ àjàgbé ńlá ní London route bus gbé àwọn àgbààgbà àti àwọn abarapá gbogbo láti BBC in Oxford Street títí tí ìwọ́de ó fi parí sí Paris Trafalgar Square tó bá wá di ọjọ́ 13 ọjọ́ 17 pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho láwọn máa ṣàbẹ̀wò lọ sí ìlú Manchester gan fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí láti dá sí ètò ìfọlọ́ntìrìlì ẹ lè pè tàbí kẹ́ WhatsApp Ọláyọmí Kóìkì lórí +447 594 050 979 Kẹ́hìndé Ìjàdùbí lórí +447 570 320 030 Ṣọlá Kògbódọ̀kú lórí +353 863 375 537 bákan náà ní ẹ lè kàn sí Tóyìn Ọláoyè lórí +447 896 018 764 lápapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá àgbáyé pátápátá YSDN pẹ̀lú Yorùbá World Media Home and Diaspora àti gbogbo ìkànnì mìíràn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sókè fún ìjàǹgbara ọmọ Yorùbá. àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́lọ́dọ̀ àpapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe kí ọmọ aládìkó wípé ẹ kú ọdún ẹ kú ìyẹ̀dún a sì ń ṣàmọ́dún sẹ́ẹ̀mí ìtayà tọmọ. Yorùbá World Media ló kéde lórúkọ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá.
The 12th of October is a big day for the Yorubas that are living in the United Kingdom. And it will be good to have as many of you to join us for that day so that we can be able to present our case to the international community. Not that they're going to do much, but at least it is part of the diplomacy and what is known as the engagement under the rules of self-determination. So make sure you find as much of your time to attend this historical event that would also include many dignitaries that will be flying into the UK to attend this event. It is free to the public, and likewise, we hope to see as many of you on that fateful day. And I'm sure you'll be also looking forward to it. A very good afternoon and welcome to my live transmission.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. I was a lalagbaida, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè, ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but they move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but they move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìníhùn ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó dọ̀rí kodò bí àdán ọgbẹ́jẹ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. kájùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó dúdú àga.
Òdúdú wa kò bá lè gbé wa.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣègìrì ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀ ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí káwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀ àwa ní ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ìyàwó Odùduwà ni wá.
Koikimedia àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó gbójú owó Tiwa Money.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó gbójú owó Tiwa Money.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó gbójú owó Tiwa Money.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó gbójú owó Tiwa Money.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn ọmọ Yorùbá tata o à ń gbádùn rẹ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ náwó kóyìnbó tó dé ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o owó náà dé tún pọ̀ sí o Koikimedia táwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè gidi.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o tọkàntọkàn.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá yọ.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you one closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ òòdùn kan jòkó lára ni.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́ àwa ní bàbá o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà lágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àkìsọ̀dálẹ̀ àkìsọ̀díkẹta.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúrótán àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia is around.
To give us latest.
Is around
To
o.
give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú gbogbo.
Koikimedia is around.
To give us latest.
Koikimedia.
bó bá wù yín kẹ́ gbọ́. If you like, don't listen. Let's crack on. There's a lot to cover. And I'm also been invited to join one of our media, iSeen TV, at 1700 hours. So hopefully I can bring this one down in the next 3 hours. But I'm also waiting to join another transmission where I'll be interviewed. If you know it, you can sing along with me.
Ìgbàgbọ́
Let me first appreciate the program we did last night and those very highly important individuals, including a brother and I believe a father of a Biafran origin that also contributed. We raised on this platform last night 500 pounds. Nothing has come in since then, but if you have watched the program yesterday, I can confirm that a Naira account has been given to me from the group known as Ifelodun Akpakpo. So for those of you that wants to contribute towards the upcoming rally, please reach out to me. All donations are voluntary, and all donations will go towards the rally, the preparation, all the outsourcing, and all the events of the day. So if you want to contribute, it is not too late, even though the program today is slightly different. But yesterday, 500 pounds was raised on the Koikimedia platform. So let's appreciate every individual from Safety Domain, Mr. Iyolade Doyin, Ayuba, Kemi, Fashola, Ogabi Kilanko, Sheg Honorable, and someone that doesn't want their name mentioned on the social media, Dizzy Man, and the Clement, one of our Biafra brothers, and Mrs. Comfort Ologunja. If you do make contribution and I have not put it down, please reach out to me, because these will also be part of what I am documenting, as I do a lot of what I'm doing. But my books is not going to be until later, and I'm sure you would like to read a lot when that time comes, because there's a lot that will be in that book that we will not share on the social media. So let me now come back into the program before we go into the discussion of the day. I will not start mentioning your names as we do. I'm just cracking on, but I'd like to appreciate every single one of you. Do not ask me to speak in Yoruba. I decide what I do on this platform in my communication. I speak Yoruba at appropriate time when I feel like, but if I do not want to, I'm also communicating to the international community, especially my colleagues in the media guru. We have received the first 20,000 of what we produce, which is shocking to me, because the delivery date stated it was going to be 3 days from today. And when the delivery man came in with these 2 heavy boxes, I knew our delivery was here. These will be part of what we were going to be giving out to the British citizen, the Italian, the Russian, the Spanish, every country that we are going to meet from the BBC all the way through. We will then be giving them each of these. There will not be time for them to understand a lot of what we are saying and what we are doing. But just one information, Yoruba exit. There is a name. There's also a name at the back. Who are the Yorubas is the question they would then want to know. And because we are not in Nigeria, where over 70% do not have access to Android, I can tell you, even my children in the house, not that they have their phone, but they have access to it. That is how cheap a smartphone is in the European country and other part of the world. But because Nigerians have been taken out of the picture of the reality, so most Nigerians do not have access to smartphone. So it won't take long before somebody will then take out their phone and do one quick chat. Yoruba people who are there, and they can learn more, and they will then understand the reason why we are out on the street on the 12th of July, 12th of October 2024, from the BBC Broadcasting House, which is very close to the Oxford Circus tube station, with the 3-line and many buses that travels through as well. So we encourage you all to arrive early. We also encourage you to prepare for a very long day, because it will be a long day, as we will head all the way into the Prime Minister House, the residency of Sir Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, where we will then move to the Parliament, and then we will then come back to the Nigerian High Commission at number 9, Northumberland, and from there we will then come out into Trafalgar Square, where we hope everything will be completed by 1600 hours. It does not matter wherever you're traveling from in the United Kingdom, even up to Northern Ireland, Dublin, and European countries. You can return back to your places with a night coach, with the last train, or even you can sleep over if you have friends in the United Kingdom that you can stay with. While this was delivered, we learn every day. My wife said to me, why didn't we also add a QR code to this? I never thought about it. With a QR code, it automatically takes them straight with a scan on their phone. So hopefully in the near future, which is not too late, I will look into that and I'll see what we can do. This is just the first set. There is another set en route to me for delivery. That one is slightly different from these, but I will not let the cat out of the bag. I will wait till those arrive as well, and then I can present it. So, adúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá on this platform that also contributed. Well, is it not interesting that Sir Keir Starmer will be visiting? That just came through my Wired news network, that the Prime Minister will be heading to Dublin, because there's still a lot of crisis brewing up in that area. So that is just popping up. Yeah, Sir Keir Starmer won a la carte BRICS exit deal not on the table as he visits Ireland. And I'll tell you a little bit about the difference between Northern Ireland and Ireland, because many people do not know. But the focus point of our program, so that we do not deviate, is to talk about the insecurity and why Tinubu killed 13,000 Nigerians. Yes, because the death of every innocent life will be put on the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He told us he will defend the constitution, the territory of Nigeria, but it seems that Tinubu, another failure like Buhari, has managed to, within 1 year, only Lord knows how many Nigerians will die in the next 4 years. But I can confirm, and this is from the report coming through many of the mainstream newspaper that I'm going to be using this morning. So, Yoruba, I can tell you that it's quite heavy. God help me that day, how we're going to move all these to the venue. So this is just 1,000, 10,000 that have arrived. And then hopefully it's heavy. So on the day of the rally, the whole plan will be that we would give everyone a couple of them like these. So as you're walking past people, you might not have to even speak to them, but you can just quickly say, look, we are Yoruba people in Nigeria, where as we speak right now, because I'm sure the numbers will continue to rise. So we can just leave it at 13,000 Nigerians have died. We have terrorism. We are a nation and an empire before the British 1914 amalgamation. I'm prepping those of us that are coming so that you know what to say. You would have less than 60 seconds to deliver your message to anyone if truly they're going to take this from you. If you are going to start with these, they're going to walk away. So with 60 seconds, that is the timing. You want to pass a message of why we are out on the day of the rally. We are the Yoruba people that was joined by the British in 1914 amalgamation. Remember that you have the other one at the back. So you will first study this first front. This is the 1914. So you are showing them like this, that the Yoruba people, one culture, one people, one language, is 3 words. Under the leadership of Professor Adebanji Akito, it's important that we continue to mention his name while you're showing this to the people in front of you. We want to exit Nigeria because 1914 that joined us by the British has expired in 2014. We want to have our own country like Britain. Then you can turn this out quickly as well and say, look, this man, which is the one in front of the rally, you might not see him, but you might say, look, is the one going in front. His name is Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. The Fulani government wanted to kill him. He survived. He's not a terrorist. He's just a freedom fighter. And he's asking that the Yoruba exit so that we can have a Yoruba nation. 60 seconds, you should be able to deliver this and give it out. One, that's all you need to give somebody. This will be delivered on the day of the rally, where I will be bringing it. If you support, we can still do more, but for now we have about approximately 40,000, but 2 different versions. So, but since we have been told that we should add a QR code, I'm going to see, I'm sure the company will do that. It's not a problem. So these will be given to you, in just a little bit, please do not waste it. Do not take it home. We are meant to give these to the Europeans that are going to be in central London. That is the whole idea. It is not for us personally to take home. If there's enough after the whole event, yes, we will give some of you to take back with you. But it is important that we want to showcase the true meaning of why we want to exit. And it is straightforward. The 1914 amalgamation, and Igboho is not a criminal. He's a freedom fighter. So these are the message that is on this. The other one has a bit of history about what we do and all that, but I'll wait for that to arrive, and then we'll do another program on that. So let me appreciate those of you that contribute. When people tell you that don't support, don't give money, you can see what money can do. If you have not given me the money, I will just be crying and I'll be asking, and eventually the day will come and we will just all be shouting Yoruba Nation and we have nothing to present. But let me say thank you so much to everyone that dipped their hand in this very difficult time in the West, where our heating system has gone up, our car insurance continues to go up, the cost of living is gone up, and many people are also supporting their loved ones, even in all this situation. Even house rent is gone up. So if you still want to support, there is still some other ideas that can still be used for the day. But again, it's all going to involve a bit of capital to do it. So that is on the side. Now, let's go into our discussion for the day. I think we should start from reminding us that one of the reasons that Chief Igboho came out to defend his people was because we were being killed. But the previous administration said, no, Igboho, you can't do that. You can't. We are living in a country where no one has the right, even though the terrorists have the right, but Igboho does not have the same right to confront those that are killing his people. So the expectation was, since the government wanted to eliminate and kill Igboho because of the reason why we're discussing today, which is the insecurity in Nigeria, you would expect that the same party that wanted to kill Igboho because of what he stood for against the Maridoas, the criminal jihadists, the most deadliest terrorist groups in the world, you would expect that the government will put all the measures in place. When we told the Yorubas last year and the year before that, according to statistics that we've been put together, 29,000 Yoruba people died. Some were even challenging us that how did we come up with that figure? As if that the Yoruba are just a minority in Nigeria. But today, 13,000 Nigerians have died. I don't know the percentage of the Yorubas, but the information that we have states that 13,000 innocent lives have been killed by President Bola Tinubu as the commander-in-chief. You're not going? Okay, so you're just gonna stay and watch TV upstairs. All right. So the expectation would have been that the new administration as coming through should be able to put mechanism and measures in place to defend and protect, regardless of whether you are Yoruba or regardless of your religion. So the expectation should be that this commander-in-chief should save many Nigerians from being killed. Yes, he was able to change the security that the previous monster president was using. He refused to change the two major DSS and the NIA until they resigned. I can also confirm from my Koikimedia International News report, also, as I speak to us today, that Ajuri Ingilali, the president's spokesman, have resigned with immediate effect. I'm not too sure why, but it seems that something seems not to be working in Nasorok as we speak right now. Remember, he's one of the liars that graduated from Lai Mohammed lies. So when we talk about those that lies, Ajuri Ingilali, because of the comment, is one of the liars of the government, but he has resigned. Like I said, I am not too sure why. But what I want us to focus is, according to the Koikimedia International News.com, where we are reporting from on this particular case, I want you to ask yourself, why has Tinubu not been able to curtail the security and defend many Nigerians that have now lost their life in this bloody, sucking country? It is because Tinubu himself was part of the people that invited with El Rufai into the country to destabilize Jonathan's government, those monster terrorists that we are now have to face today. But we were all warned during the period that this insecurity is done between the politicians. The politicians are the one behind every insecurity that you're experiencing that is making your life miserable, that is making you not just to go to the farm alone, in terms of living in fear. Every politician in Nigeria are involved in these terrorism activities. The ones that are using the cow, whether they are the Yorubas that owns those cows, but being managed by the criminals, terrorists on their behalf and intimidating innocent Yorubas, whether it is the North that they are using that to control where the gold in Zamfara is being taken out, that means people have been chased away. Whether it's in Plateau State that should be giving us enough potatoes because of the terrain and the weather, all these is because the politicians are all part of the game. So those that are now the citizens will continue to experience these massive insecurity challenges, whether it is Tinubu, whether it is somebody else. But since it is still Tinubu, we will then continue to focus on his government. We know that security is a big threat across the globe. But when it comes to the Nigeria security, it is a man-made, and there's an agenda. And that is where the Yorubas and the Nigerians tend not to understand. They think that we come out, they think that I don't have time to do other things. When we sit here 3 hours, you think it's easy to sit here 3 hours and deliver these kind of lectures without being paid. Because those that you are going to expect to tell you, the mainstream media in the international forum, are not going to tell you this, because they are not interested to bring Nigeria back into its right place. They want Nigeria to continue to be disorganized, while the people that are the real owner continue to suffer, and then we beg them to travel to their country. If the Yoruba has their own independent country, away from this madness called the 1914 fraudulent amalgamation, we will not have any reason to beg for visa to anywhere in the world. We might want to travel, but we will then have a proper, diplomat or proper economy that when you apply, because the purpose of a visa that you are being refused is because your country is an indices that something is not right. So your chances of not returning back to your country, regardless of whatever you say to them, is about 80%. So even if you say, look, I am going to return back, well, they'll tell you, OLAYOMI KOIKI, said the same thing in 1998, and I have not yet returned back. So this is the reason why we continue to say to those Yorubas that if we continue to live in denial, things will be very tough for us. And it is important that we all now ask for the right to self-determination, because we can then go and defend and protect our borders. Because right now, it shows that even Tinubu himself have not been able to protect and defend the border. It does not matter how much he tried. The country has been compromised. Let's read the article through quickly. And this is coming again from Koikimedia International News.com. And the headline says, 13,346 killed. These are 13,000 presidents, 13,000 senators. I'm talking about if we have a country that loves the citizen. 13,000 plumbers, caterers, 13,000 drivers, 13,000 scientists, 13,000, and it's not just 13,000, it has the other numbers. And remember, when we tell you 13,346, these are humans that Tinubu killed in his first year in office as the commander-in-chief of staff and the federal government of shit O called Nigeria. So far, Tinubu has killed 13,346 innocent Nigerians that should still be alive. Tinubu also has 9,207 Nigerians that are still adopted. Right now, nobody knows where they are. You'll be wondering, how did all this figure, and there is no effort by this government to do something? 9,207 adopted under the Nigeria President Bola Tinubu, according to the report, which we're going to read in a minute. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. And on the capacity that I'm sitting today, I'm speaking to you as one journalist that is concerned and worried at the state of things in Nigeria. And if we allow this to continue, we do not know what could be the end of it. So in the interest of everybody, let us come back into the round table and dissolve this country so that we can go back and rebuild brick by brick. The Ijebu War was used to defend during that era. We can defend our Yoruba territory away from Nigeria. We have the capacity, we have the talent, we have the human resources, we have the natural resources, but yet millions of our people continue to be killed for the negligence of a failed government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. The current situation has been worsened by the economic hardship. Many of you will face this economic hardship, and there's not much we can do, especially if your expectation is that the diaspora will foot the bills. Some of you will survive, maybe because of a bit of sympathy from the diaspora. But some of you would not be able to survive it. So you might then end up to be, may Nigeria not happen to you. It does not matter whether you are a follower of this Yoruba nation or you are just an ordinary citizen. Your chances of surviving in Nigeria with this economic hardship is a tough one. We've read about two friends that went to the same church, yet the boy was able to kill the innocent girl and still extorted money from the family. That is, and these are Yorubas, okay? Don't first think that these are other. I'm talking about a Yoruba boy that killed what is meant to be the closest friend that went to the same church, then decided to bury. And he was already making another trap for the next victim. There will be much ritual from Ogun State to Osun State. There will be more drugs coming through from the southeast. There will be more fake drugs as well. there will be heroin, there will be prostitution. This is the time that everything goes, especially when you are in a dire state economy. People will sell their body for peanuts. All this will happen because of a country that was not meant to be joined by the British, but yet they went ahead and forced people that cannot understand each other into this stupidity that they want us to continue to nurse. Since President Bola Tinubu's inauguration, which has passed a year on May 29, 2023, Nigeria has seen a dramatic, and I should give you the English dictionary of that word.
Dramatic.
The word dramatic, according to the English dictionary, means that
Dramatic.
Tinubu, that a lot of you continue to support because of your stupidity, will lead every one of us to death quicker than what we expect. So when we use the word
dramatic,
as in Delta, Romeo, Alpha, Mike, Alpha, Tango, India, Charlie, it comes in different meaning relating to drama or performance or study of drama. So what we are studying now is not a drama, it's a real scenario, is a real case of human lives, up to 13,345 that has been killed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. Yet, a lot of people seems, oh, he's a Yoruba man. We should not even allow anybody to know that 3,000 people have died, talk less of 13,000 innocent lives. Oh, he has done well in Lagos State. He will do well in Nigeria. So the Yoruba sentiment is also kicking in. So people like us have now been turned into people that hate Tinubu, even though Tinubu himself hates himself for diving into what he knows he cannot survive. So I laughed when I saw a different headline again, that this same man thinks that he's a smart man. But I keep telling that Tinubu is not a smart man. He's just as stupid as any other criminal politicians, which is one as well. Moving Nigerian forward, I am ready to take hard decision. Oh, so what Tinubu is also telling us is almost the same thing that Buhari, the evil monster, did in the first 6 months of his tenure. Because Buhari came in and we have to start asking him, where are the ministers? Because we've never seen a government come in and for 6 months, rather than give us minister, the idiot was here in UK being manipulated. Whether he was alive, whether he was dead, I don't have a concrete evidence. But I call him dead or alive. It doesn't make any much impact because it was the worst thing to happen. But Buhari is no longer the worst thing to happen to Nigeria. That even the Yorubas are now saying that Buhari has taken the love. You can see where we stand. Imagine the Yorubas are much excited and happy that Buhari took the love that he was given. Imagine it's like, you know, when you are breastfeeding a baby and you want to remove the milk, the baby understands that you are taking the milk away from him or her, and they are concerned because that is meant to be their natural way of developing quicker. Many of you could not even drink a cow milk. What you have been eating is a Maradua cow, prepared with all kind of evil to make sure that the more you eat that cow, the more your brain will continue to be frustrated. You will not understand what you're doing yourself, because some of you think that we don't understand what we are doing, but it is you on the other end that doesn't understand what you're doing, because your life will be as dramatic, because that is exactly what Tinubu has done. in the first year and a half. Also, the word
dramatic,
is like of an event or circumstances, sudden and striking. You would thought that Tinubu's story, he had more education qualification than Buhari, even though he begged the US not to allow us to see all his credentials. But that is not a problem. Buhari was also looking for his own in the UK. But what has happened to the dramatic changes of more increase of terrorism in Nigeria? Or is it that Tinubu's government is being sabotaged? And we keep hearing the word cabal. Who are these cabal? Cabal is Benga Daniel. Cabal is Ibukunle Amosun. Cabal is Yayi. Cabal is Oshoba. The current administration is a cabal to himself. And that is why Tinubu cannot tell us who are the cabals, because Tinubu himself is a cabal. So when Tinubu is speaking and telling us, oh, I don't know who are the cabal, you are the cabal. You are the cabal and part of them. But it's only the gullible ones that you can deceive. We have more become exposed to know the truth, and only the truth will set everybody free. For those of you that doesn't want the truth, you will live a miserable life and you will die shortly in Nigeria. You will not survive 52 years, according to the World Health Organization. Nigerians will not survive 52 years. And you can just go back and review how many people around you died. Apart from the ones that have crossed that hurdles, the majority of you that are coming up now, your chances of living up to 52 years in Nigeria is very, very slim. The most important thing that will kill you is healthcare. And one I experienced today, but we are lucky this person is still alive. I will not go into details because it pertains to me personally. We could have lost somebody this morning. So continue to tell me that I'm stupid. That's fine. But you will die before 52 years old. If you like saying in Jesus' name, it's not going to happen to me. Well, you can ask Tolulope's parents if they called Jesus or they did not. You can ask the family of Jumoke Oyeleke if Jesus was called in their house for a very long day and month and years, throughout their years. You can ask the Bolanle Rahim family whether they were also not calling the same God like you do. You can ask Pelumi, a journalist that I would have loved to see brighten up and becoming very hardworking and make money just like any other journalist around the world. He died at just under 24. Should I continue? You can ask Dr. Ugo Chinelo, rather, that died, even though they were even laughing at her, that how could your train be attacked? Rotimi Amechi now told us, we're still talking about dramatic events of how Tinubu has even brought more debt to Nigerians. We're not talking about the debt that is going to happen between this economy situation. I am still giving you a report of the security alone. People that were killed by terrorists, people that were adopted, up to 9,200. We have not touched about how many Nigerians have died of the economic sabotage that we thought and we told you that it was not going to work. But you thought, because I never thought, you told me that I am the stupid one for calling Tinubu out on a daily basis before the election. And I'm doing the same thing now. So you bastard Yorubas, and I'm calling you bastard because you forced our people into this. And you all will die before we get Yoruba nation. I pray so. I was told that somebody was kidnapped in Oyo State. I thought it was the governor that was kidnapped. I will be so happy. I want the governor to be kidnapped. And if possible, they can take them away for the rest of their life. Because you forced our people to go into another election, knowing fully well that this criminal man that wears this hand chain, I love those that designed that because his cap is an hand chain. It's like it's been locked. And now everybody is facing Shout out to you, Clement, and thanks so much. Indewo, welcome to the program. And like I said, my visit to the US, I will engage many of you in the new year coming. We appreciate your contribution on this platform. And like I always say, regardless of what the Yoruba say, they keep telling me we have nothing to do with Biafra. I said, that is their bloody business, not me. I am an independent media, and I will continue to engage and work with the Biafra. And like I said, I have direct contact. It's a privilege to the Prime Minister. Imagine having access to the Prime Minister's number. It's a privilege. And shout out again to Simon Ekpa, and may God continue to protect you against all the evils that they are pumping against you. So Tinubu was warned about if you become the president, the dramatic change would happen because there will be certain steps that you might want to do that would also be faulty. But he wanted to be known as the president. Some people Yoruba say, oh, it will be better because Obasanjo is not a true Yoruba man. We now have a true Yoruba man. It's good. But at least he has killed 13,000 innocent people. And I hope your family member is not one of them. I hope your friend, I'm sure you know somebody that have been killed by terrorists, either directly or through another friend or through another friend. And we have now become, a country where people get kidnapped, we come on the social media, and we raise money. Even the criminal former communication minister, Issa Patami, is a terrorist. He was able to raise 50 million from the stolen wealth of Nigerians to another family that were kidnapped. So we have become a country where just kidnap us. And those ones are even good. By the time they now got the money, or they have the money, they now need the diaspora to travel home and change it back to dollar. You can see how we are funding terrorism through a back channel. Because you might be asking, what are they going to do with 50 million naira? It's a lot of money. They give that money to their bureau de change in cash. And they say, give us dollar. You know dollar. Because dollar will be valuable for a very long time. Well, hopefully, as the BRICS continue to grow, because Turkey, they call it Turkey now, has also submitted an application to become a member of the BRICS. So I want to give us, people are now also asking the same question. What is
dramatic?
What does it mean when someone is
dramatic,
talking or behaving in a way that makes something seem much worse, more serious, more frightening, but the stupid bastard Yorubas that should listen and understand that it is not the sentiment about Tinubu anymore. This idiot, this man is taking us into a ditch. They're like, oh, Koiki, stop abusing Tinubu. Yoruba people who are well cultured, well learned. We are not abusing, we are not going to abuse our elders. They are bomb bastards. Those are the bomb bastard, Afonjas. Rather than us calling Tinubu now and say, look, this man, if things seems not to be exactly the picture you are seeing there, it would not be the right thing to allow this country to go separately. He doesn't want that. He still wants to be traveling with his private. Oh, it's not his own. I thought it was Davido's, because Davido family have private jet, but Tinubu is not yours. After your tenure, you will leave it there. The next government will come in, they'll probably sell it off. He still want to travel like Buhari. What was the impact of all the traveling Buhari did throughout his 8 years? He was just enjoying life, whether he was alive, whether he was dead. But the Yorubas are the cause of the problem that we are facing today in this administration, because some of them also want to get position. They want to get that, position. We saw them. Eniola Badmus is one of them. She has, I'm sure she's not, she doesn't have a UK resident status, but I'm sure she has a visa. So she would then go to Costco, which my wife has just gone now, just to do a normal shopping in the house. Rather than her to say, look, our farmers, the industry, how do we make sure that they can produce what we can consume? She will fly down here. Yes, she's her money. And then go to Costco, do video, shopping, and then she will go to ninth grade and open her breast like that and take picture, and then put, there's some Yoruba music they call Oriote. This is the same people that campaigned and brought this criminal bastard they call Yoruba man Tinubu into the government. She would then put that on her IG and put some, I don't know how they call the English, but Yoruba call it Oriote. It's like she's whining the innocent Nigerians that are dying of hunger, dying of security, and say, look, Eniola Badmus, you are the one that campaigned with Sheyi Tinubu, the son of president. But you are not doing anything now. You just take picture, you put music there. And there are many of them like that. That is just the one that we know. She has not come out to say why 13,345 lives. This is not a number. I'm talking about human beings that have died in 1 year plus because of the negligence of a criminal man called Tinubu that thinks that because he's the president, we cannot talk to him. He's a president. Just leave him. Leave Tinubu alone. No, Koiki. Just go and concentrate on your Yoruba nation. You're a bomb bastard. I'm still a journalist. Idiot all over the place. So because Tinubu is the president and I'm asking for Yoruba nation, I should then keep quiet until everybody is killed by the deadliest terrorist group in the world. So because we are asking for Yoruba nation, I must keep mute until millions of people die. If any one of you ever tell me for criticizing or calling this criminal gang Tinubu to order, I will curse you and I'll curse your forefather that have died in the grave for not giving you a well-learned culture. Idiot all over the place. Bomb bastards. We are talking about human lives and it means nothing to some of you. If it means nothing to some of you, it has impact in the lives of so many of us. Because these are not numbers. These are human beings that died because of this Yoruba man they call Tinubu that went into one of the governors, one of the states in Osun State before the campaign or during the campaign and told the king that how much do you have? I will even tell them to wipe off this whole village. So let's come back.
Dramatic.
Talking or behaving in a way that makes something seem much worse. Why is the situation getting worse? Is it that Tinubu's government has been sabotaged? Or is there something cooking that he can no longer tell anybody? But the stupid Yoruba that we should all shout against him, they want us to keep quiet because he's our son. So everything he does now, we should accept it and cover it up so that you continue to live in denial. Not this platform. Remember, that's the reason why I put on my hat today. Yes, I still love my Yoruba nation, but I'm putting my hat on as a journalist for Koikimedia. We must continue to engage and ask questions. You might not be able to ask those questions at home because the freedom of press have been restricted by this same criminal that they call themselves president. Let's go back to the article. Nigeria has seen a dramatic rise in violence. I've told you the meaning of dramatic. I've given you the explanation, which is what we do on this platform, and that's why they call it lecture. You listen. You have the right to your comment, but don't come and tell us, oh, Nigeria will be better. Hey, shut up there. Be careful. It's not one of those platforms. We don't joke on this platform. We're serious, and we're determined to make sure that every innocent lives must be rescued from the bondage of Nigeria. Whether they are in the north, we must rescue them. Whether they are in the southeast, we must have alliance with them. Whether it is in the middle belt, we will work with them. And whether it is those Yoruba people that want to be the obstacle, we will still work with them and we will talk to them. And hopefully they will change their mindset and stop saying, oh, it is Igbo's Yoruba nation. It is Koikimedia, Yoruba Nation. It is Babakito. Shut up your dirty, stinking mouth. We're talking about human lives that is affected dramatically, as we say, dramatic. With over 13,346 people killed and 9,207 adopted across the country, according to the latest report. This surge in violence spanned 667 local government areas out of the 774. So right now, 667 local government. You don't even know which one it is. So you might end up going out to that local government for a function, and your chances to return back to your own original state is very slim. Ask those that have been kidnapped. They will tell you their experience and what they've gone through. This is attributed to what? Terrorism, banditry, farmer-elder conflict, and other forms of social upheaval, according to the recent Nigeria Security Report breakdown by Beacon Consulting, a firm specialized in security risk management. We've talked about Ajuri at the beginning of the program. I'm aware that he has resigned and is already on the Koikimedia internationalnews.com website. From May to December, let me give you now some narrow breakdown. May, let's count it. From May to December 2023. So how many months is that? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months. 5,802 people have been by in 8 months. So Tinubu also is a blood-sucking individual. 8 months. 8 months. We've lost close to 6,000 innocent lives. And you expect that your God that you are calling to leave Nigeria the way it is, you must be a bastard. Idiot all over the place. Bomb bastard. So you think that God that you call every morning, night, day, is so stupid, knowing fully well that this country has what it takes to defend the whole population. But they left it. You heard what Okonja Iweala said during the Nigerian Criminal Bar Association, they call themselves. But you are waiting for Pastor Gio Adeboye. You are waiting for Kumuye. You are waiting for, I'm even surprised that I'm not hearing much from that Paul Adefarasi. Where is he? Where is Paul Adefarasi? I'm calling him out. Where are you? Because you told us that the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, election was coming. If you pen, you change your voice. You were the same one that said, this Constitution. Where is Paul Adefarasi? That FT built man, all this motivational speaker that they call themselves pastors and imams. Why have you not started talking in your church about the death of innocent Nigerians? And you want us to think that until we go to heaven, we will all go and be accountable for what we do. No, we must hold Tinubu accountable for the death of all those innocent Nigerians that died under his head. Where's Paul Adefarasi? They've gone muted. Where's my friend, my bon, Fela Durotoye, ex-presidential candidate? Oh, Abi, they put their face out. We going to become presidential aspirant, and then they will use that to. Where are all these people that should be speaking out on your behalf? No, they're not going to speak out. But you bastard, you come on my platform and you're telling me I'm questioning Tinubu. I'm calling him out. So it's too much for me. Since people that are meant to call him out refuse to do so, that is where the journalists come in and do his job and call Tinubu out. Maybe the next how many months left, it can buckle up. If otherwise, more death is coming your way. It could be anybody. Let's continue. And shout out to my beautiful wife. I just spotted her on the thread. 2,754 people were kidnapped. One was as close to us, not family. Imagine somebody came to work in your environment and he went away for like a couple of days. We were expecting that person to come back and complete the job. We couldn't find him, only for him to tell us that the daughter was kidnapped. Continue to say that this guy, maybe he needs more money. Oh yes, I always need money on this platform. We were able to use money to produce these. We need money to operate. But whatever I would be in this country, I will be it without intimidation. There's racism. I was bullied last week. I'm still going through that psychology. Look, we are not in Nigeria. That bully, I am still going through it. Because that was a bully for a man that has gone to Downing Street frequently, and for me to be bully and racist. But it's not a problem. That is part of the UK that we live. But at least the same UK still give me the privilege to call out these your criminal politicians out as we jail Ike Kirimado in this country. I look forward to the next one that we're going to jail. At least for every day I can go and sleep without the dawn of somebody coming to take me away to the station and start writing statements because of my broadcast on the social media. We're not terrorists yet. Tinubu and his gang should work and find out a lasting solution to the terrorism affecting millions of Nigerians. And that is why Koikimedia is sitting this afternoon on. It can do that does not mean that Yoruba Nation will not still be our forefront campaign, but at least to slow down the death of innocent lives. How is going to revamp the economy like some of you think that it's going to revamp that economy? You might as well say you want to go and bring up the Titanic from the ocean bed. The situation now worsened. We thought that it was like, okay, Tinubu was still settling down. He hasn't got the grasp of what is happening as a first-timer. Because when you're a first-timer in that office, there's juju there. You have to bring your own babalawo. You have to bring your own afa. You have to bring your own pastor, your imam. You even have to travel around the world and let them give you certain things to spread into the room so that when Tinubu sleep, he will wake up the next day. Do you think they don't do all these things? That Abuja Aso Rock is full of all kind of evil. So Tinubu and Swa, as a Yoruba man, will have done all his incassation before he sleep, so that when he sleep, the air condition, they will not use anything to put any chemical to come into the room. As a Yoruba man, and I know what I'm talking about. We thought 2023 was just a minor situation, not knowing that this year or more, the thing will rise. I know I've not said it since the program, but if you share, it's in the best interest of every one of us on this platform. And we love you if you also thumbs up. I know some of you don't like to share, so that your neighbors, your friends, do not also know that you're watching Koikimedia, that Yoruba man that is against Tinubu. So you don't want your friend to call you out. But I hope that your friend will not call you to come and save them through any means. So it's better you let your friend know that there's danger in Nigeria. I get report of Nigeria every second from those that have traveled and from those reports that come to me with 25 of my staff across Nigeria, even up to the northern part that are working for me. And apart from that, as a journalist, that you expect us, you think journalists will give you their source. In 2024, shout out to you, Must Be. And it's a media and other media that are in the program. I recognize you all. The situation worsened. This should, I'm holding it back. This is something to cry for. Imagine 7,000 people, 7,544 people have been killed in 2024. And to you is nothing. So my curse and my swearing is much more painful to your bloody ass idiot. Bomb bastard any kure. You are not worried or concerned about the death of innocent people that have been killed. You are more worried about me cursing Tinubu. You are a bomb bastard. Die. No go better for your papa. We should all be crying for the death of innocent people. But we are not crying at that. We are more worried about my calling them out. It no go better for your mama, your papa. And if they have died, it no go better for them inside that burial ground. 7,000 lives were wasted. And you have this idiot calling himself president that cannot give orders. Oh, because you don't know them. So you have to know somebody before you talk. So only whatever money, get the bones, okay. Idiot all over the place. When I saw that figure, I was crying inside. That country must break. And that's a fact. But it will take time. And it will finally take time. But we will get there. Because Tinubu that cannot manage the security, you expect who to come and manage it when Tinubu goes. They told us, the same man told us that this criminal called ex-military man can deal with security while Osibajo deals with economy. It was all zero. But we know who is dealing with security, Shetima. So don't expect much. Pain, you don't die. Oh, okay, bye. Is that the kind of doctrine in your churches and mosques? So when people die, you just forget about it, and these churches are not speaking out for the death of innocent Nigerians. They all kept quiet. And you go there and pray in Jesus' name. Inshallah. Abi? So no churches can rise up and say, what is going on in this country? What is going on in this country? Why is this death going up and up? Dramatic rise, they say. Dramatic. It's not dissolving down, it is dramatic rise. And those churches will keep quiet. And they will do sermon about, oh, when we all die, we will go and be facing some heaven and hellfire. Really? Hypocrite Nigerians. Bastard. Hypocrite, every single one of you. Hypocrite people. So the death of your next door neighbor does not have any impact to your lives. And I wonder why that black footballer kicked a cat and his career was destroyed. Cat. Ologbo. But human lives mean nothing to us. Hypocrite. And you see them typing rubbish, writing thesis. We are PhD. I just saw Sanusi. I just qualified for PhD. Then the Daily Mamadou posted that, and everybody's excited. It's emotional. Idiot all over the place. All bomb bastards for putting us into this danger that we have all forced to be lived together with on this fraudulent amalgamation that needs to go. Between January and September, 7,544 innocent Nigerians were killed by Tinubu with all the terrorists and every crime. 6,453 people were adopted. Do you know the meaning of adopting somebody against their will? Can I adopt you and put me in this house? Just like that monster man. I don't know whether some of you saw the news in France. I mean, the world has become a very, very chaotic place to even be. So even if some of us die as a warrior, is what they're not even dying as a warrior. That old man in France, France, the story last week, was raping his wife with another 72 men and video recording that, drugging the woman. This is in France. The case is already live. It's going on. For 10 good years, while he was raping the wife, he was also bringing other men. 72. Some of them now say, oh, just like some of you idiot Yoruba people, because I'm not interested about the other people, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm only sympathy that their lives are taken away. But I'm talking to Yoruba people. These bastard Yoruba people that come and tell me to shut up. Bye. Every time you tell me to shut up, oh, ni shorire. Idiot! Because we're calling Tinubu to order, you're telling me to shut up. You don't go better for your papa, I say. I live in this country. I can face you anywhere. Tell me. Idiot all over the place. So because now he is the Yoruba man, we must leave him to continue to let people to be killed on a daily basis. And I've not even talked about the hunger. I'm still talking about insecurity. Idiot all over the place. So you think we will sit back and we will not say anything? Oh, sorry, mon cher Yoruba nation. Abi? Yoruba nation, shut your dirty, stinking mouth. Since your pastor all failed to call them out, let me help innocent Nigerians to call this man to order so that he can fine-tune and find a solution to the security of the lives of millions of people. Just coming up to 1600 hours with 20 minutes to go. We'd like to appreciate you all for being part of this program. And as we say all the time, if this is not your taste board, get the hell out and go and look for this taste board. But pray to God. God will not answer that your prayer. Because we're talking about innocent lives now. This is the sermon that you should listen to tomorrow in your church. But they're not going to tell that. They're going to divert your attention to something else. Because they're good at that. Experts are now expressing concerns over the unending security challenges and are urging Tinubu to take more decisive action. But Tinubu has now said, okay, experts, I have listened to you. What do you want me to do? The next headline says, moving Nigeria forward. I am ready to take a decision. And I laugh. I say, look at this yeye man. Look at this yeye man. So Tinubu now understand that, oh, I've wasted 1 year plus. Forgive me, Nigerians. What we're going to do now is I will take some hard decision. Let's read a bit of that article and see what it's all about. Let me first give you the bullet point. Says fuel price hike inevitable. So you will pay heavy price for the usage of your petrol. For every day, whether you are buying it for yourself or you're just buying water, they've already added value of the cost of the new petrol. So Tinubu says, This, for him, is inevitable, and we know everything behind that. It is unprecedented step to reform Nigeria. Tinubu wants to reform Nigeria. You can see. Tinubu wants to reform Nigeria. We wait and see. Time will tell. He says his China visit was very good and successful. Maybe they're going to release those planes that Ogun State sold Nigeria to China. We wait and see. I laughed when I saw this one. I'm sure you diaspora, you better listen to this. Because it seems that Jagaban is coming back to his sense. It seems that Jagaban is ready for every one of us. Jagabandit. Nigerians abroad are now assured of a world-class infrastructure back home. No, bro. Benny Clement, Jagabandit. Jagabandit is telling the diaspora. He's telling Clement, a Biafra, Clement, oh yeah, they come back home. Everywhere go down, set up. Do you know how many businesses the Southeast are shipping to Nigeria, and to move the goods to Inewi, to move them to Anambra on the road is a death trap, because they refuse to allow the port to work and operate in a full 100% like a Papa port. Allow the port to open on the other side, full operation. The amount of goods coming to Lagos from the Southeast will stop with about 40%. They will divert. Look, if I can ship goods from my port, which is Tilbury, I haven't been there for a while since I don't have my van anymore. But when I used to drive my van, I get calls from Yoruba, the Igbos. Those are the two customers, because those are the ones sending goods to Lagos. And I'll say, Koiki, well, are you busy today? I say, oh yeah, what do you want? I have a job. How much are you going to take from me? We negotiate, we laugh, you know. So don't think that because we want Yoruba nation. I know there's bigotry, there's hatred among every one of us on this social media. That is what the politicians want. Oh, divide and rules. And I say, no. This time around, is a different generation. Look, my mom's generation is a different generation. Me, and look, Simon Ekpa is 1980 something, right? I am 1970. So we are still similar in generation. So don't come and tell me, oh, don't trust Simon Ekpa. He's a government agent. Don't trust Simon Ekpa. He's creating a lot of havoc in the Southeast. So don't trust Simon Ekpa. So you want me to trust Tinubu? Bomb bastard. So you want me to trust Tinubu and not trust Simon Ekpa? Idiot all over the place. Benny, Yami, Omalade Dada, what is Biwani Gogo? How many people know Gogo? Tinubu is bí a kì í sọ ní Yorùbá kí n tún padà sí English. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá o, àbí ẹ̀yin ọmọ Biafra ẹ tẹ́tí o. Tinubu ó ní kí n sọ fún gbogbo yín pé the best infrastructure you can ever think of is in Nigeria. Relocate back to Nigeria. Irú àgúnmu ni Tinubu mo tó kọ statement jáde. Does Tinubu understand what he's talking about? We should relocate. We should return. Even those that campaign for him, they're all in UK. They refuse to go back home. I met a Yoruba man on Sunday last week. I don't know whether I told you the finishing of the story with me and him. I call it Igboho because he also has a tribal mark. Pure Yoruba man. You could know, say those. He was only hearing my voice. Koiki. I didn't recognize him. He said he met me in Igboho's house in 2021. He was pushing his hand. I said, we are all the same. Koiki, you be somebody. We love you. We appreciate you. I said, let's give thanks. And I saw that, he seems to be somebody that knows Igboho as well. So I called Igboho on video call as he raised his hand all the way through to respect Igboho. But that is not the area I want to use. He's a boxer. You know, boxing, like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, I think, is going to fight in Wembley very soon. Big money. But that thing, you know, this is our brother. God, he has now also Chapa. He's one of those Chapas. I didn't ask him how long he's been in this country. The job he's doing is not necessary into the conversation on the broadcast. It's a job I've done in the past, so there's nothing wrong in that. It's just a job. But you wonder how many of us that have lived there for over 2 decades. So Tinubu is now saying, Koiki, I know you're upset with me. Koiki, I understand all your pain. You are frustrated in the UK. Now, I am now back to my sense. I am now reasonable. I am now reasoning. Moving Nigeria forward. This is Tinubu talking to Koikimedia and all my diaspora friends. That I am ready to take hard decision. And one of those hard decisions is Nigerians abroad like you. I can assure you, it's using the same language like Buhari. Of what, do you know what he's saying? What class infrastructure back home? The first thing Tinubu must do for us is he must stop all his medical trip to France for the next 1 year. We don't even want him to travel anywhere near France, whether it's work visit, whether it's go and see, is it Eiffel Truffle or whatever they normally, I've never been to France before. Whether he doesn't, look, Tinubu, from now to the next 1 year, I don't want to hear any where you they go France. Let us first see that, then I will know that you have designed a world-class infrastructure back home for my people. Like our mother say, Koiki, hey, you better be careful with this Tinubu, because the way you they talk now, it looks like maybe you too, you won't go back, because Tinubu don't they say world-class. Go. Tinubu like a journalist tó ń ṣe o. Tinubu kò gbẹ́ o. Bó ṣe máa mú gbogbo ìmọ́lẹ̀ ló ń wá o. Jókòó sí ọ̀dọ̀ family ẹ̀ tó wà yẹn, máa ṣàjàgbé mọ́ wọn. Since tó sọ pé UK sọ pé o lè máa ṣe tó ń ṣe, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà. Máa jẹ́ kí Tinubu gbé ní gógó ẹ̀bọ̀ mọ́mì Tinubu. Koiki shut up. Ó ti náà máa ṣe world class. Koiki. Believe this man. Believe this man, Tinubu, says Nigerians, I don't know who is Nigerians. Tinubu is saying Nigerians abroad are sure of world-class infrastructure back home. We saw the airport to start with in Ekiti. Some of you call it all kinds of names. We were even recommending that maybe they didn't know that it was not an airport. They just put Ekiti State Airport. Or should we go and ask why the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is still a death trap? But no. Koiki, shut up. Tinubu wants to do the one that is a express flyover from Lagos to Côte d'Ivoire. Adamola Milekoni, trust him at your own risk. You can go home and do your own little thing. I am not here to say nobody should go to Nigeria. I have people going to Nigeria and when they're going, they tell me, Mr. Koiki, we just say we should give you a shout out, and I pray for them. I say, may God let you go and come back. That's all I can say. But be careful. And some of them return back, and the same report that I get on a daily basis, they say, Koiki, the best option is for us to go our separate ways. So in the next 15 minutes, we will divert from that and we will go into our upcoming rally. Shout out to every one of us on this Saturday. Let us remember that people that died, they don't want to die. You know, death is the only thing that people fear so much, especially when you are becoming old. No. Let me not put it that way. Because people that are old believe that they want to go, but not their children or their grandchildren to go. Fayemi has run away. It's nowhere to be found. Death would happen, but we pray that it can be something that we can celebrate a life. We don't be here 13,500 people died for when Tinubu has the money as the president to defend and protect them. They just need to do what needs to be done. My brother Tipura said, look, Koiki, be careful with it, because it looks like you really want to go home. This Tinubu that you just brought up this afternoon, maybe because of what he's saying, that is, Tinubu says he will give us a world-class infrastructure back home. Do you understand the meaning of world-class? What is the best thing I can use to bring that world-class to us so that you can understand? Just think about anything. Tinubu, wake up from your slumber. You lied for 8 years while you were the Lagos State governor. We love you because we thought that you were, fighting for us. That I was not in Nigeria during your government. But people that knew you during that AD are still alive. They're still alive. People that knows you at Nadeko, they're watching me. They're in their living room. And they just say, Koiki, hey, Okushe. Sorry, Tinubu, eh? Àwọn bàbá kan wà nísìn, bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, ara wọn ti ń bọ̀ ẹ̀. Sorry, Tinubu, eh? Nígbà tá a wà ní Nadeko, let those, our fathers, our mothers, let them sit you down and start giving you this man. Yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó fẹ́ jẹ lábẹ́ because people like us now, sometimes I laugh when I see, especially our brothers that are from the other side, the ones that are, and I know them because I can tell, especially when they put on Nnamdi Kanu green background. I know those ones they are following me on social media. They love me, but they'll come and say, you too, you just want to collect money like Igbowo. And I just laugh. I just laugh when I read their comments. And sometimes I wonder, say, you go leave your own platform, way big, where you are still trying to bring everybody together. You will come to Koikimedia platform. You will then say, you and Igbowo, you too, you just want to get paid like Igbowo. And I will just laugh because they don't understand anything. Okay. Triple D says you can use the modern train roads in China and Germany as an example of world-class infrastructure. There's what they call the bullet train. Bullet train. Nigeria never enjoy a proper, even the Lagos train itself. So Tinubu say, maybe Chinese don't give Tinubu some herbal remedy. His brain done. Maybe, Chinese, they drink a lot of tea. And I'm sure they're off. Hey, Tinubu, I hope you didn't drink tea like MKO Abiola. I'm not putting a bit of, humor into the program. I've been very serious, and it's very serious because it involves death. But now I'm putting a bit of, that, touch into it so that people don't say, this one looks like Sergeant Doe. Just they talk, your eyes are strong, like, hey, you don't drink something for this your house, hey, they can't talk to us. The line is open if you want to call. I'm sure Tinubu must have been given a tea by the Chinese prime man. Maybe they don't give Ogusoji, Ogusoye. If you matter, worry more. If anybody said they collect money, I collect money every day. If I don't collect money, how am I going to be operating? I'll be long gone. And the second, like I said, is here as well. This I'm making heavy. People are heavy. So that's the second one, that arrived. Like I said, we're expecting more boxes. There's still more other things that we can do. If you haven't bought your flag, look, me, that's where I can make my only 5 pounds. buy the flag, you get the stick. So we've thought about Tinubu, got 10 minutes. I'll open the phone line. You can join anytime. I will not be able to go through the Twitter space. I know few people are there. We recognize you. We appreciate you. Our usuals and the unusual. Pastor Shola, well done, our champion. God will take us to our promised land, and that is Pastor Shola Dada. The same pastor, come and share program here. Maybe it's another person. I love all our pastors, especially when they pray for us, because look, pray. Pray, but pray, and we give time. I think Tinubu has been given some booster by the Chinese, because it's coming up to tell us now, that it's going to give us, world-class infrastructure. The one that gave him, make him to sleep. Now I think this one woke him up, because it says, this is the headline: moving Nigeria forward, I am ready to take hard decision. Okay, maybe the decision to break Nigeria, and that will be the best. But some Nigerians say, no, we don't want to break Nigeria. Koiki, be careful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how much I can do. I don't have that strong strength, so it doesn't have to be, because I'm still going to be invited to another program, which I might switch my own phone on. You can be listening to that as well. So, but let's talk a little bit more about our rally. Then I might touch more about some of the documents that I keep receiving through our father, Alex Ajala. He's a father, and we continue to appreciate a lot of them like that. A kingdom divided against itself. Mo recognize Gbogbo without pushing anybody back. And like I always say, don't see us, the diaspora, as like a special human being. We're just lucky to be outside the country. Look at the way this guy they talk and all that. So like I always say, there's nothing special about us. We're just here at the right time to do what we are doing right now. Muche, thank you so much for everyone that contributed. We raised 500 pounds yesterday. I've been given a Naira account by Kentos. If you want to contribute, let me know. If you have contributed, it'll be good for me to know on behalf of this platform, so that I can just take a record and keep it for myself. Not that I'm going to go and do it and say, yeah, my own percentage. No, that's not the purpose of it. So Mukiba Babakende Sene, and shout out to many of you that have joined us. So I want to pull something up. I spoke to Professor Banja Kitoye this morning for something different, not public consumption, but I was also updating him about where we are with our, we've not done much this week. So we might repeat that week, the one that we're treating. I've been very lazy this week, and it's not because I'm lazy. There's some other factors, that have just kicked in. But like I always say, you have a good media that can engage, that can discuss, that can also, not compromise. If anybody think that we will compromise this movement, you are in the wrong platform. I can assure you that. I'm not like Tinubu anyway. So now, let me pull this up. We talked about it before, and I think we should just use it throughout this week, and then we will use another one. This article that we're about to read, some of you must have heard about it before. Don't say, Koiki. Remember that the more we hear things, the more we will remember it. And sometimes you can just look, so is what was said. So the problem we're having in this country now didn't start today. Here is something from the archive. And this statement was by Malam Baba Garuba, that was published in December 30, 1964 in the West African Pilot newspaper, which was published in Lagos State. We know that the newspaper was founded and published in Yaba, Lagos State during the 1937 by Nnamdi Azikiwe, a frontline Nigerian nationalist. The paper served as his mouthpiece then and that of others. Everybody has their own agenda, and we cannot, agree and disagree on that. But right now, let us allow a bit of peace between those that wants to exit as against Kankoni. No, we're not going to allow them to exit, but we're going to torture them. You cannot torture them and then don't want them to go. It's possible. It will be better for them to go, and then you don't have to torture anybody. But you want to hold on to it and torture them, that is definitely not going to happen. So, this was what Malam Baba Garuba, the position on the state of Nigeria, as they say it from the northern periscope. The conquest to the east is now in sight. When our God sent Ahmadu Bello some years ago that our conquest will reach the seashores of Nigeria, some idiot in the south were doubting its possibility. Today, have we not reached the sea? With a question mark. Lagos is rich. It remains Port Harcourt. It must be conquered and taken after December 30, 1964. I remember when the NCNC and the AG were boasting about their daydreams of snatching power from us. Today, their great brains are in our bags. Imagine such personality as Akintola, Benson, David, Akinjide, and Olowo Feyeku. I still hope that it will not be long when Okpara, Adegbenro, and Aminu Kano will come to bed. Osabe and other Midwest leaders are halfway to us. As for Awolowo, he will spend the last day of his term of imprisonment there for his inordinate ambition. Some southern fools must understand that to suggest secession after their defeat is suicide for them. Let them think about all these things and understand the implication in secession. Where is the Nigerian Military Academy? Where is the Nigerian Air Force Base built? All these are up here in our region. After the election, we will call upon our leaders to make a northerner the leader of the Nigerian army. Those who propose Irosi a daydreamer. After the next 5 years, those southerner so-called educated fools must realize where they are. Once we will be able to connect the Borno Railway with all those of our brothers in the neighboring countries, and from there to Egypt, we can allow secession to take place. Our export could be sent through that way, thanks to Allah, that the Kanji Dam will soon be completed. It is up to Taka to come back or face what will follow when we achieve our aim. We must do anything possible to win the coming jihad, but we must keep our weather eyes open on those from the West that could do anything at any time. Immediately we win, we can lose some members from the West at any time. We must not take things for granted. With our 167 seats in North, we can go it alone. There is no need sharing the post of prime ministership and presidentship with anyone. I have a genuine fear that we keep the post and then concede some important ministries to the Yoruba members. The time has come. We are going to show these intellectual fools that we are only in the morning of our leadership of this country. We try NNDP in the next 5 years and see whether they will be forward and ambitious as the ungrateful NCNC and the AG. If some still doubt, then we haven't conquered our way to the sea. Let him go through this fact. As at the time he's writing, who is the prime minister of the country? Who is the minister of Lagos Affairs? Is Lagos not our capital? Our only obstacle are the Igbos. They have played their card, they will sink. Read more as a manifesto of intention than the history. So we talked about this. Then I want to share this with us as well, that I was able to. So I'm going to go back to my Facebook. Once again, Mokibubo Yomo Yoruba. We happy weekend. And as the weekend continue, let us pray that whatever will be an obstacle on the day of our outing should not even get closer. Mokibubo, brothers me, Yakubu Kolawole, Obiko Yakayode, Fadiran Tunde, Yusuf, Ibrahim Akanji, and the rest of my Koikimedia team. Nigeria is no longer holding the center. And every day that we come out, there's a lot still to cover. I can tell you, like I said, it's also been reported by the Koikimedia International News. Tinubu spokesman have now resigned. I'm sure you know him. That Oyibo Pepe guy, which is called the Special Advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Publicity. Ajuri Ngelale has stepped down from his role with immediate effect. It's nothing. Because if we say something and I'll say, oh, how do you know that? That is the way Nigerians think. So I just say, it's nothing. He resigned, he stepped aside, he's gone, he has made money. So what else does he want? He has made money now. You won't believe that Instagram just pulled us down as well, just on my Koikimedia earlier. But we care less because our work continue. That's the most important thing. People will find us where they can find us. So let's continue. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, has stepped down from his role with immediate effect. In a statement that was issued by the presidency on Saturday, Ngelale said he has submitted a memo to the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, informing him of his plan to proceed on indefinite leave. That means he doesn't have any intention to return back to that position. I don't know why. I have no intelligence to that. Maybe he will have something to share when he gets abroad, because he dare not say much while he's in Nigeria. He added that he has also stepped down as the special presidential envoy on climate action and the chairman of the presidential steering committee on Project Evergreen. Can you imagine all the position they gave him? That's where they make money. The statement said on Friday, I submitted a memo. Anyway, that's their problem. So that's on that. We're going to wind down the program. There's also something that was shared with me. I will have to do a special program on that, which is self-determination, imperialism, and secession. This was put together by Ryan Mackin. The full name of this talk is self-determination, imperialism, secession, three sides of the same coin. So I abuse the metaphor a bit. B, we might also say that self-determination and secession and self-determination opposite imperialism are three ways of looking at the same object. The defense of self-determination is well established within the so-called classical liberal tradition. And so let's start with Lord Ludwig von Mises, who understood liberalism well. In his 1927 book, Liberalism, Mises took a strict and expensive view in favor of self-determination. Specifically, he noted that respect for the right of self-determination requires states to allow the separation of new politics via secession a right. So the right of self-determination in regard to the question of membership in the state thus means whenever the inhabitant of a particular territory, Iran Yoruba, pull out, kúrò nínú Nigeria, whether it be a single village or a whole district, which is our own, is from Kwara, Kogi, all the way to Lagos, or series of adjacent districts, make it known by freely conduct publicite that they no longer wish to remain united to the state which they belong at the time. Their wishes are to be respected and complied with. So, kini offensive. This was in a book written in 1927. So when people come up and tell us, oh, what you are doing is a criminal offense, so it's against, no, it's not a criminal offense. It's just that the politicians do not want that. So let's leave it for today like this. We will be back with more program. Like I said, I'm expected to join a program at 5. God give me the strength where I might turn my own camera on. So let me take that bit of 1 hour break, just that by the time I come back, we will join with my program into that program as well. Yoruba Nation, no going back. We will get to our destination. We will not be tired. We will not be frustrated. Rather, we will demand the death of innocent Nigeria from this current administration, and we'll also be asking for the right of indigenous people to exit Nigeria. Ishewa funlewa, orile ibiwa, kagbega, kaleri, ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, kájọlá, ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ìkẹjẹ ká máa lè pa ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtohun tó dára ọmọ odò àdédé ọ̀sìpò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Shout out to you all. I cite everybody on the thread this afternoon, and I hope whenever we're out again, you will spend your quality time with us. If you're going to be watching it again, remember, don't leave it to yourself alone. Share the program and remind everybody that 13,354 Nigerians were killed by President Tinubu and 9,000 were adopted by the same government as well. Ireo.